So we are the end of week 3 already. So week 3, day 2, happy, healthy heart, physically and emotionally. And I've just been asking everybody who's here live, have you watched Monday session? And if you haven't, totally fine. But then just a couple of comments coming in that they loved Monday session. I loved Monday session. I felt really just much more kind of lifted and open and happy in my heart, which has been really nice. So we're going to build on that. Hi Bex, hi Victoria. So we're going to build on that today. And today is going to be more of a cardio workout, which will be super fun, I'm thinking. Anything I need to know about, anything you want to check in with me? Do I need trainers on? I haven't got trainers on. If you want to, you can. So the plan is we're going to do almost like a little circuit class, but circuit Rachel style. So that will be like arm circling, and we're not going to do any banding today. If you've got your balls handy, use them. If you don't have them, that's fine as well. We might do a little bit of jogging on the spot for a couple of minutes. We might. I haven't got a sports bra on, so it could be interesting. But I'm not going to put trainers on, so it's just totally up to you guys. Okay, so what do you need? You need some balls if you have them, water if you have it handy, and I think that's probably all you're going to need. We're doing a little bit on the floor, so if you have something soft that you can put your knees on, either a mat or a cushion. And while everyone's getting organised, I wanted to just mention 2 things that we can definitely do to support our hearts over the next few weeks. And one of them, I was kind of looking up on the internet. So what is the recommended cardiovascular workouts or amount of minutes that we should do per week? And apparently it's about 150 minutes of just, what was the word they used? Vigorous exercise would be like 70 minutes. So what do they use? That moderate, I think that was the word that they used, that moderate exercise, which this would be. So moderate to slightly vigorous, this will be. So a nice kind of benchmark is to think of almost doing 30 minutes of moderate exercise 5 times a week as your minimum to keep your heart healthy. And that could just be walking, to and from work, or it could be doing this session or one of these sessions or a 30-minute gym workout. But to try and really interact with our hearts in that way for at least 30 minutes every day. And then another thing that I have mentioned in our nutrition document is Sole. And Sole is basically just, it's a water drink, but you put some Himalayan pink crystal salts in it. So to make Sole, you can actually, I've got the recipe for it in the document. You need those big chunky Himalayan crystal salts, and you put them in the bottom of like a mason jar or kilner jar, and then you fill it up with, it has to be mineral water, so it wouldn't be tap water just because of the bacteria and things. So mineral water, and you let it sit for a couple of days, and then perhaps every morning when you have your morning glass of water, you could put a teaspoon or even a tablespoon of this salt liquid into your water, and it helps that water go into your bloodstream much more rather than just going to all of the cells like other water. So that's another way that we can really support our heart and our blood. So I might just be planting the seed of Sole, but it's definitely worth looking into. Okay, so we are going to jump up. First 30 seconds is just noticing, how is your heart today? So let's take a moment just to stand and to breathe and to be quiet. So we often do this physical check-in, which you are welcome to do now. But specifically, I want you to focus, how is my heart feeling? How am I feeling emotionally? And almost with not too much judgment around it, just a noticing of it. My heart is feeling light, my heart is feeling happy, it's feeling joyful. Or perhaps my heart is feeling a little bit heavy or a little low, or not fully expressed, or anywhere on that spectrum, just noticing, how does it feel? And then I want you to imagine how you would love it to feel. So how would you love your heart to feel? So perhaps it would be joyful, expansive, creative, confident, boundless, so whatever descriptive words you can use. Just to get a little bit of a heart goal. And then I want you to see if you can, for the next half a minute, just, is there anything that you can think of to bring your heart more into that reality? So perhaps you could imagine that your heart is having this great big hug, so using your imagery skills. Or that your heart is surrounded by all of your really close friends, and it's connecting with the hearts of all of those close, beautiful friends that you have. Or maybe you could even remember a time when your heart just felt so joyful, like not a care in the world. Can you remember a time? And can you connect back to that time and almost just relive it for a moment? So see if you can take your heart up a scale. How joyful can it feel? How vibrant can it feel? And now let's see if we can exercise with our heart in this place. Because I feel like life can be so heavy sometimes, and especially how some of us can look at exercise and it can be a chore, but can we move our bodies and can it just be fun? And can it be joyful? And can we have a sense that we're toning our bodies, but we're also really cultivating this sense of joy in our hearts? So we're starting by picking up the Franklin balls if you have them. If you do not, you can just use your hands or any other kind of exercise balls that you have. And we're going to tap our heart at the front. So our heart lives, it's fairly central, but it's slightly over to the left. So we're slightly over to the left, and we're just tapping. You can tap very softly if you like, or you can tap more vigorously. It's up to you. And you remember that your heart lives behind your sternum. So right now you're tapping your skin, subcutaneous fat and fascia, muscle, bone. But then your heart is an organ, and it's going to be getting this vibration from the tapping. Now, I wonder if any of us are flexible enough to tap the back of the heart as well as the front of the heart. It's a little bit awkward. Could almost do with somebody standing behind us. So now the front and the back of your heart are getting some attention, some vibration. And you're bringing your brain more on board with your heart. It's almost like you're saying, brain, okay, go and take a look at heart. Is there anything you can do to upgrade the situation of my heart? Okay, and then we're going to bring both arms down. And just notice after that little bit of tapping, how does your posture feel? How does your breathing feel? How is your connection with your heart? And now moving the heart, very much like we did on Monday, we're going to forward flex the spine and then extend the spine. And I've got my knees bent to protect my back. And now I'm going to start to tap the front of my chest, so tap the front of my heart. So the heart is moving forwards and the heart is moving back. So your heart would be looking down towards the floor. And then your heart looks up towards the ceiling. Last time, heart looks down towards the floor, heart looks up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to side bend. We had some lovely images on Monday of the heart just sitting into the cushiony lungs, so like resting into a lung, and resting into a lung, almost springing off a lung. And springing up a lung. One more each side. And then we're going to twist. And we'll pick up the pace a little bit. So definitely warming up spine and abdominals. And can you imagine your heart just kind of swinging around, just having fun? I'm sure there's a ride at the park. It's kind of similar to this. You can almost imagine your heart swinging one way and the other way. My little girl, Seren, loves going to the park and she just giggles her head off. So I'm having this image of my heart just kind of giggling and giggling as I'm moving. And then we'll slowly come back to the center, to a fairly still position, and then bring arms down. And notice breath, notice posture, notice heart, notice mood. Beautiful. Okay, now with some music on, arms are going to go to the side, and we're going to circle the arms about 8 times in one direction, and then we'll circle them in reverse. So that's the first movement. So 8 times one way, 8 times the other way. The second movement is going to be taking arms overhead, and as they go overhead, just squeeze the balls together and then open. So you lift, squeeze, and open. Lift, squeeze, and open. We'll probably do about 8 of those to music, and then we're going to move into a side bend and lift and side bend. So we're moving the spine, working the waist, but moving your heart. And up. And just one more each side. And then the last one, arms come down, and we give the arms a little rest, and we just calf raise. So you're lifting your heels up, and then lowering them, lifting them and lowering them, lifting them and lowering them. And the calf muscles really act as a pump for your blood. So they actually take the pressure off of your heart. So that's a nice image as you're doing that one. So that is our first circuit. I'm finding our music. And we'll aim to do the whole thing about 2 or 3 times before we move on. So here we go. Got some Latin lounge. Let's take arms out to the side. Then can you breathe beautifully deeply into your lungs? And then we'll circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reverse. And reverse. Let's keep going. We'll do it another 4 times. As the blood pumps in and out of your heart, it spirals. So very much like your arms are spiraling. So you can almost have that image. So the blood is spiraling in your heart. Okay, now we take the arms overhead. So up and open and up and open and up. And when they touch overhead, I'm squishing the balls together. Squish, squish. Hold the arms up, side bend, so over and up. How much can your heart really just move as you're doing this? Last one. Let's lift the heels up and down. Heels up and down. Heels up, down. And as your calf muscles get stronger, they act as a pump for your heart. So your heart doesn't have to work quite so hard. Let's do another 8. Notice the posture of your heart. 4 more. And then we're going to go from the top. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reverse. So can you imagine all that lovely fluid spiraling in and out of your heart? Reverse. These look great, everyone. 4 more. Two more. Last one. Arms come overhead. And swish and release. And swish and release. Swish and release. Arms stay up, side bend. Or heart bend. Last one, arms come down, lift the heels up and down, and up and down. Noticing posture of your heart, how open can it be? Imagine it shining in every direction. Now stay up on this one, keep the heels up and then pulse your heels. So pulse, pulse. So they go halfway down, pulse, 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 pulse. So it's kind of pumping the blood back up to your heart. 4, 3, from the top, one last time. And now we know the choreography. Can this just be more joyful? How lucky are we that we can get to do this? That we have arms that move, bodies that move. We're so fortunate that we can express ourselves in this way. And last time, let's take the arms overhead. So up and open, and up and open. So the rhythms change a little bit. So 1, 2, a bit faster. Let's keep the arms up and we'll side bend. We'll go a little bit slower. Can you remember a time when you were on holiday, like beautiful balmy evenings and music like this playing? And just that lovely feeling that you have in your heart. And can you recreate that in this moment? Let's bring the arms down and we'll raise the calves, raise the heels up, down, up. Let's go double speed, so agility in the ankles, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, well done. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. And we're going to move into our next circuit. Bit more of a challenge, this one. Some of you will have done the first exercise at least before. Let me just tilt it so you can see my legs. How's that? Okay. So we are going to lunge forwards. So we go down and then back and then down and back. So it's 2 lunges per leg. Lunge and in and lunge and in. Then the arms go 1, then you tap the thighs, tap overhead. So it's good for coordination. We've got 2 lunges with 1 leg and the arms go up and down, okay? If it's a bit too confusing adding the arms, totally fine, just do the legs. Okay, where are we next? Oh yes, no, that's fun. Okay, so then from here, we've got another little coordination one. We're just going to step up, step up, step up. So it's the kind of down, up, but then we add an arm. So we allow the heart to move. Okay, that's the next one. The next bit is really lovely. We're just going to tap up and down our legs, so about 30 seconds to really help to improve circulation. And then we finish with about 8 double leg squats. Really key with the squat that you do flex your hips. You should not be tucking your bum under because it just creates too much pressure on your knees. So bottom going back. Okay, so we've got the double lunge, then we've got the step tap, then we've got the tapping, then the double squats. Okay, here we go. So 5, 6, 7. Oh, actually, music's come to an end. We'll listen to the rhythm of the next one. Okay, so we'll go down and in and down. We'll start off slow. Other leg. Down, in, down, in. 1, in, 2. Let's do 2 more to each side. So 1 and in. Really good. 1 more to each side. And I can notice my heart rate starting to pick up a little. Let's step side to side. So down, up, down, down, stretch, down, stretch. So your heart is having to beat a little bit faster. Really lovely. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and then we're going to tap up and down the legs. Tap the whole leg, so inner, outer, back, front. Really fab for the circulation of your legs. When you've done the whole of one leg, we'll do the whole of the other leg. You ready to come into the double squats? So 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go down and up. Down and up. How low can you go? Four more. 2 more. And then ready to go straight from the top. So this is the last one. Double lunge to the front. So 1, in, 2, in, 1, in, 2. Can we try double speed? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it's fast, but you can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more. Ready to step to the side. That looks fab, everyone. Can your heart just dance as you're doing this? Springing into the lungs, resting into the lungs for a moment. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tapping the legs. Stimulating the blood flow to every single cell. And the other leg. Into our squats. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's bad timing. Down, 2, and up. There we go, we've got it. 4 more. Two more, then one last time from the top. So we'll go slow. Down, in, down, in, down, in. Let's try 2 more, 1 more to each side. I know we're getting a little tired, so can the heart still be open and expressive? Step to the side. Moving from the inside out. Just 4 more. 2 more. 1 more. And tapping the legs. Improving circulation of blood, circulation of the lymph, removal of toxins. Let's give the butt a really good tap on the side. And then our other leg. Okay. And then into our double leg squats. 4, 3, 2, 1. Four more. Fantastic. So I'm just taking a moment to stand and to notice self. So can you notice that increase in your temperature? Probably. Can you notice more of a buzz in your muscles? And more activity in your heart? And I'd say now would be a great time to grab some water if you haven't already. We've got one last little round. So now we don't need the balls. You can pop them down. Oh, definitely more circulation in face. Okay, now coming down onto hands and knees. Now, we are spending a little bit of time on hands and knees. So if you want to modify this, or if you want to leave this and do something totally different, that's absolutely fine. And encouraged if that is what you need. But if you're okay to spend maybe 2 minutes on your hands and knees, we're going to do 8 tricep press-ups. Then we're going to do 16 pulses with one leg, 16 pulses with the other leg. We're going to aim for 4 of these to the side. So there is a shift in the pelvis as we do this one. So it's like an oyster, but on hands and knees. And then the last one, we come into a plank. So I'm going to aim for this plank. If that is too strong for your back or for anything else, you can stay on your knees. And you could also come down onto your elbows if you prefer. So let's just do this one time through. Once through, so we've got the press-ups, we've got the butt lifts, the leg lifting to the side, and then the plank. Okay, here we go. This will be fun. Nice rhythm as well. 4, 3, 2, 1. And down, and up, and down, and 4 more. Can you keep your elbows tucked into your waist? And then we lift the right leg up. So lift it up behind you, flex the foot, try and get the leg at a right angle. Pulse, so up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, keep going. Up, 2. We'll do another 16. Up, 2, 3. Let's swap legs. So 4, 3, 2, 1. And up. Keep going. keeping your leg at a right angle if you can. 4, 3. Fantastic. Now we lift the leg to the side. So here we go. We're going to lift and lower, and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower, lift. Trying to get your knee up so it's in line with the hips. One more each side. And now choosing your plank position. Here we go. And hold. Pressing equal weight into the hands, equal weight into the feet. Okay, now we're going to drop back into a rest position. That was fantastic. And just roll yourself up to a seated position. So that might be sitting cross-legged, or you might prefer to kneel. A comfortable seated position. You can sit on your chair. And then let's go back into ourselves and take a moment to notice. So how am I now? What's my current status quo? And it doesn't have to be better or worse, it's just different to how you were 30 minutes ago. What's the current status quo of my heart, my emotional heart? How does it feel? And how does my physical body feel? And just notice, is it something that you like, how you're feeling? Do you want more of this? It's so good for your brain to notice positive change. Because when your brain notices it and it's interested in it, then it literally builds more neural pathways to support this as your reality. So it's almost that you can't do enough noticing of this positive change. And notice all of the details. How do you feel? What does it feel like to have a little bit of a glow or sweat on your skin? Is that something that you enjoy? Your heart pumping? Do you feel open through the chest? So how many details can you notice about how you're feeling? Positive details. And then I'd like us to find one thing that we could do to really support this feeling. And as I was looking through lots of health screening forms, it was a big theme that we all scored quite low on fun. So I just want you to close your eyes and take a moment and go into your heart and listen to your heart. And can you almost just ask your heart, what could we do for fun? What would you love to do to have a little bit more fun in your life, heart? And it could be absolutely anything, and maybe something comes to mind straight away. But what is there something that you love to do? Is it hanging out with your friends? Is it going to bed early with a candle and reading a book? Or is it something, more extreme? See if you can just take a moment to listen to yourself, and can you act on that? So you perhaps have heard an answer from your heart, and is that something that you can just factor in to your day-to-day life or moment-to-moment life, just to have a little bit more fun? Now we've hit our 30 minutes, but one thing I would like to leave you with, and then I can switch off, but if you've got a few minutes, I want you to lie down on your back. And you can just lie like this, or otherwise I'd like you to have your legs lengthening up to the ceiling. it can be really nice to rest your legs against a wall. So if you've got a little bit of time and you've got an empty wall, you can prop your legs up. It means you can relax a little bit more. But if you've got a couple of minutes, just spend 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes here. And this is so fantastic for your heart. It just takes the pressure off of your heart. Because it's like we've switched the body up. So gravity is helping the blood drain back to the heart. So if any of you suffer with thread veins or varicose veins, this would be a great thing to do just whenever you think of it. Especially if you've been flying, or if you've been standing on your feet for a long time or traveling. This is a lovely way to end the day. So if you've got a couple of minutes, I'm going to leave you here for as long as you like. You can close your eyes and have a rest. And I thank you all so much for joining. Thanks, lovely waves for everyone. And there are details coming. We've got our cooking class next week, so I'm not going to distract you now. I will be sending details. Lots of love. Bye, everyone.